All right, what is going on, everyone, and welcome to episode number 8, I think, of the David and Goliath podcast. I'm your host, Cody. Here's my co-host, Dalton.
What's going on, everybody?
So, oh man, it's been a weird week in the NBA, man. Weird week. You got the Nets getting swept. Got the Hawks gentleman sweep. What are your thoughts on these two Eastern teams losing out pretty quick, honestly?
Well, I'll be honest, it sucks for the Hawks because I do like their team. I was kind of disappointed in how Trey Young played. I think the pressure was just a little too much for the young fella, but I think he'll come back better next season because of that.
Oh yeah, losing is
So,
learning. Losing is
right
definitely learning.
now the Nets, I don't know if you heard about Mr. Twitter Fingers himself, Kevin Durant, but
I heard. I
the
didn't
man,
look into it. I heard about it.
he called himself God. So
That's a lot of
as
yeah.
as far as I'm concerned, I would be perfectly fine if Kevin Durant never made the playoffs again.
Yeah. He's not the only NBA player to do it though. There's been a handful of other NBA players to say that.
And it's never right.
It's never
That's
went good for them after they said it either.
that's just
Like
crossing the
statistically,
line that you don't cross that line.
there's a difference between being a god and being a basketball god.
Yeah, but he didn't say
Yeah, he didn't say a
basketball God. He
Yeah, he
said
didn't say basketball either. That's just
yeah,
stupid.
he
That's
he
just
just said
dumb.
God. Yeah, it is. It's pretty stupid.
That's very dumb. Oh
And the
man.
fact that he said that after they like you just got swept. Like what do you?
Like you can't even. That's not even a defense. You can't even say anything about that. You just got smoked. Like I said, it was going 7. Hell, I didn't even. I did. The sweep
I
wasn't even
had
in
the
my
Nets
mind.
winning. I had the Nets winning it, and they got swept. But I'm done with KD. I still like Kyrie. I'm a fan of Kyrie Irving, but I'm done with Kevin Durant, and I'm glad they got swept. If that's the type of person he is, man, like he's just so emotional. Like you're a grown man,
Yeah.
you know. Take it on the chin and keep on trucking.
Come back next year stronger. I mean, that's what you got to
You
do.
don't have to you don't have to hop on Twitter every time somebody says something you don't like. And he got into it with Charles Barkley apparently. Like he
Yeah.
didn't like what Chuck had to say.
Well, good lord. I mean, if anyone has any right to be mad at them, it's Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons did it to himself.
Yeah,
Like, like he quit on LSU. Literally quit on LSU. Quit on Australian national team. Quit on them. Quit on the Sixers. And now he quit on Brooklyn without even playing a damn game.
he's a quitter.
Yeah, he's just a quitter.
He's ruined his reputation as
Big
far as
time.
a NBA professional. Like he's not a professional at all.
I mean, you could at least
So
come out and give him some minutes. Just some. I mean, like
and also Steve Nash needs to be fired. And I love Steve Nash as a player. Like I love his basketball IQ,
mm-hmm.
but as far as a coach, I don't know what was going on inside that dude's head. But
Sometimes it don't
Blake
translate.
Griffin, exactly. Blake Griffin, Paul Millsap, and LaMarcus Aldridge did not play.
I think he was just banking on Kyrie and KD carrying him.
Like those are three. I mean, I know that they're older, all three of those guys, especially LaMarcus.
Yeah,
Like he's up there, but they can still produce.
they still give you points. They'll give you 18 a
Yeah,
night. Need them to.
and Millsap is going to give you good defense.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man.
His
That was crazy.
his philosophy might have been like the Celtics were younger and they could outrun the older guys. That would be the only thing that I could think of is they would be a liability on
I
defense.
mean, yeah, maybe if you're playing them like 30 minutes or
Yeah.
so a game, but
I
that's
mean,
not that's
you
not what
give
I'm talking about.
9 minutes a game just to give the starters or the backups to the backups to the starters some breathing room.
I mean, those are veterans, man. Let them in and let them work a little magic. Like
Yeah.
all those guys have played in the playoffs, as far as I know,
Yep.
and just let your veterans come in and do their thing. Show these young fellas what's up. You know, how
Heck
you
yeah.
play in the playoffs, how
Hell,
you handle the pressure.
hell, Blake Griffin was in a Western Conference Finals for sure.
Yeah, yeah. The Clippers did make the Western
Yep.
Conference Finals, didn't
LA played for Portland, so I mean Portland was there, and Paul Millsap. He made it on Denver, didn't he? Denver made the playoffs when he
they?
was on there. I think
I believe so. He played on. I think he started on Utah.
they started on Utah. Got traded to
I
Denver.
don't know if
He got
I don't
traded
know
to
if they ever
Portland.
made it while he was on Utah.
I don't either. I just remember him making it in Denver. I'm pretty sure.
And they made it the playoffs when he was on Atlanta too, right?
Yeah. That Atlanta team was really good. I'm pretty sure. The one I'm thinking of. But
That was before they got. I think that was before they got Trey Young.
yeah, that was
They had
whenever
like
it was
Jeff
Jeff Teague and
Teague.
all them. Yeah.
You know,
Yep. I mean, back to like speaking of the Hawks, what Trey Young said about the Heat's defense is really coming from a Heat fan. It's really flattering because he said he's never been guarded like that continuously since high school. That's the last time, or it might have been college. It was either high school or college. He said he's never been guarded that fiercely, that continuously for that long amount of time. So
they
that,
weren't gonna let Trey Young be the one to beat them.
yeah,
That's exactly what they did. They shut him down.
yeah,
Same with KD, man.
yeah.
Like the
He
Celtics.
went 0 for 10 the last couple quarters of the last game, didn't he? I seen that stat
Yeah,
somewhere.
he they. I mean, they did what they needed to do, and they stopped one of the. And even though I'm not a fan of the man, like I don't like him as a person, he is one of the greatest offensive players I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And let's see, in the last game, let's see, I mean, he had 39 points, but he shot 13 for 31 and 3 for 11 from the 3-point line. So,
Yeah, that's not gonna help you. I think I said episode 8. I think it's episode 7 actually. Thinking about it, it's episode 7. I'm an idiot. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm dyslexic. It's alright. But yeah, shooting like that's not gonna. I mean, you're a superstar. You got to play like one. Your back's against the wall. Your back is literally against the wall. You're going home if you don't play good, and you don't play good. You just don't perform. You just don't show up. It's like
well, my thing is, stop jacking those threes, man. Take it to the hole. You're 7 feet tall with the handles of a guard and the quickness of a guard. Like, get to the rack, get to the free throw line.
and a lot of players like that, they're just trying to do too much. Like Kyrie
Now he
in Cleveland trying to do too much in like the playoff games with like LeBron and them. And
right.
like sometimes you superstars like that just try to do too much without, and then they just kind of go tunnel vision and they just kind of don't realize that they have other stars that are around them to help them
I
out.
mean, Kyrie had 20, and he shot a lot better than Kevin did. He shot 6 of 13 from the field and 2 for 3 from three. But I mean, KD was passing the ball because he had
Yeah,
9 assists.
he was doing what he needed to. He just wasn't efficient and wasn't.
Yeah, he just wasn't efficient enough. He was taking
Yeah,
too many shots.
and
He
that's
should
what he
have.
used to be. He used to be Mr. Efficiency. He used to be really efficient.
Was he ever part of the 50, 40,
Yeah,
90
50,
club?
40, 90. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think a year, one of his last years in Oklahoma City, I think, and I think he did it once in Golden State. I think so.
now on the. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has as well. But on the other side of that, the Celtics, man. How
Mm-hmm.
about Jason Tatum? 9 for 16, 4 for 6 from three. He had 29.
He's he's showing his emergence into being a superstar. Like he's already in my opinion a star, and that focal point that the Boston has to do whatever it takes to make sure he doesn't just get annoyed with the team and leave. I think that he will blossom into a full blown superstar, and you're seeing it in these playoffs because he's doing it when it matters,
Right.
and that's what they need from also Jalen Brown. Jalen Brown needs to do it too. Jalen Brown's always been this second guy. Well, he can still give you a bucket. He can still
Yeah.
perform at star potential.
Oh yeah.
Like
I
he's
believe.
that co-star right now. Will you get Jason Tatum from being just a star to a superstar? Well, then Jalen Brown can go from co-star to star. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right. They
how
can
it
both
works.
step up.
Yeah,
I mean, Jalen Brown didn't shoot the greatest. He was 9 of 20, and he went 0 for 5 from three, but he had 22. He had 8 rebounds, so he was hitting the glass,
yeah. So,
and he had 3 assists.
so he was
But I
doing other
mean,
things.
Marcus Smart had a double double. He had 20 with 11 assists, 5 rebounds.
That's crazy. And
He
he
shot
defensive player of the year.
seven. Yep, 7 of 16, 3 for 7 from three. That's not terrible.
Nah, that's not bad. That's not bad. Yeah, I didn't really watch most of the games yesterday. I caught the ending of the Phoenix. Or no, I caught the ending of the Grizzlies Timberwolves game. Started watching the Pelicans Suns game, and I fell asleep like first, second quarter. But man, what about the Timberwolves Grizzlies series? Holy shit. It's
It's just like we
insane.
said. We said it was going to
Oh
be a
yeah.
good one.
Yep. And then they go
I
back to
I knew it
Minnesota
was going.
now. Oh man.
What about that game winner?
Oh, that was dude, that blew my mind. Okay, but anyway, anyway, we had some technical difficulties. There will be a cut in this episode. For some reason, my recording software just decided to stop recording for some reason. Who knows? Good going, Streamlabs. But anyway, the last thing that they probably heard us talking about was me saying that that shot by John Morant was insane, and it was. It was an insane shot. But like we were just talking about before it cut out, the level of talent on those two teams are amazing.
I mean, yeah, it's insane. And the thing is these teams are so young. Like
Mm-hmm.
these are not old guys we're talking about. These ain't veterans, man. These are young guys. And the Grizzlies, man, Brandon Clark. What about
Dude, he
that
was a
guy?
dog last game. Oh man,
20,
that rebound
21 and 15.
that rebound at the I think there was like 45 or 30 seconds to go. Someone missed it, and he literally bullied his way into there and got the rebound and put it back up. And I was like, oh, he's special. He's gonna be special. Like
21 and 15. That man was, yeah, he was just a dog on the glass. He was going after it. And then Ja had 13 boards. He was 1 assist shy of a triple double. He had 39 assists, 13 rebounds.
that's a walking triple double. Desmond Bain is really though. He has really surprised me. Like
He had 25.
like coming into it, I thought Dylan Brooks would show up. He would be putting up numbers like Desmond Bain. That's what I thought. Because I mean I know Dylan Brooks. Like I know of him. I've heard of Desmond Bain. I was kind of iffy on him. Hit or miss kind of guy. But I mean, man, he showed up. He showed up.
I think the roles have kind of switched now. Like Brooks is more there for defense than anything else. Like
Yeah,
he can knock down the shot, but he's there for the defense. Bain is there to take the shots,
yeah,
and
I
then you
think
got
so.
Clark on the glass doing his thing, and then Ja facilitating the offense. It's
Yeah,
just they have and then you got Jaren Jackson Jr. who's extremely talented, and he's like the glue man
kinda. Yeah.
for all that. It's just so much talent.
I'll tell you someone who on Minnesota that has surprised me that I didn't even think he. I mean, I knew he'd get playing time, but I didn't think he would get as much playing time as he did, and that's Jared Vanderbilt. Jared Vanderbilt out of Kentucky.
Yeah,
That
he's
man.
another.
Wow.
He's a dog on the glass. He had 10 boards.
Mm-hmm. and he's not like he's efficient too. I
He
mean, he
is.
is.
He's very efficient.
I mean,
Takes smart shot.
here's the last. Here's just in the Minnesota Memphis series. All right. First game he had 2 points, 1 for 3. Second game he had 1 point. But then he started turning it on. He had 10 in the third game, which they lost. He didn't do that good. 2 for 8. Then he stepped it up from that and got 12 points. Went 6 for 8 from shooting from the field. And last game he had 6 points, the 10 boards, and went 3 for 5 from the field. So he's turning it up when he needs to. And I mean, man, it just like he's got a lot of minutes too. He got 32 minutes in that loss on the 21st. Then the 23rd he had 35 minutes, and last game he had 22 minutes. So he's in there. He's in there for most of the game.
Yeah, he's got a bright future.
Mm-hmm.
Most definitely.
One person that I thought would show up that really hasn't showed. I mean, he showed, but he's not. He hasn't done what I thought he would do. Is Jaden McDaniels. Like, I mean, started off the first game, 15 points, 5 for 6 from the field. Then next game, 2 points, 1 for 7. Next game, 8 points, 3 from 4. Next game, 4 points, 0 for 4. Then last game, he had 3 points.
And he
Like,
only took one shot.
yeah.
He went 1 for 4.
I mean, like, they need more. Like, they need more from him. And I get, yeah. First game, he had foul trouble. First and the fourth game, he had foul trouble. He had 5 fouls. But that still doesn't explain, like, I mean, you're in the playoffs. He was honestly a bright piece, I thought, going into the Minnesota team.
All right, now he definitely he has potential.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're just not like making him a part of the offense or what's
Yeah.
going
I
on
mean,
there.
it could be multiple different things.
I mean, they have so many options. Both teams do.
Yeah.
Like, as far as offense,
Yeah,
people
that's
they
true.
can go to.
I think that's why Vanderbilt helps so much because he's a defensive minded big kind of like,
Right.
or at least he
He,
was at
he
Kentucky.
he's there to do the dirty work.
Yeah, he's there to get the rebounds, get the blocks, stuff like that.
And what about Carl Anthony Towns? He had a pretty good game that last game.
It's about time, honestly. It's about time. It is
I
about
listen,
time.
I'm a fan of Cat. I know he's been struggling, but he had 28, 12,
Yep.
shot 5 for 7 from three. Man, he's a sniper for a big man.
I mean, he's turned it on. He's turned it on. The game before that, when they won, he had 33. He shot 8 for 17, but I mean that's 47%. Yeah, 47%. I mean that's not terrible.
But that's a little low for a big man.
That very. But I mean a stretch kind of big. It's kind of it makes a little bit more sense.
Right. I mean, he can shoot.
He shot 60% from the three. He shot 3 for 5 3. And
Right.
he
You
shot
know,
5 for 7 last game. So he shot
he's
71%.
very efficient.
And
What's he shooting for the season, like the regular season? What do he shoot from three? Do you know?
uh he was mid 40s. I think it was mid 40s. See if I can pull it up on here. Uh,
Didn't he win the
just the
3-point
regular
contest?
season? Yeah, he did. Just the
That's
regular
great.
season. This season, he is his 3-pointer is 41%
That's
from three,
pretty good for a big man.
attempting 5 a game. So
That's
that's not bad.
that's not
He
to shake a leg at.
he's went down. He's went down from his past years on shooting. Like 2 years ago, he shot basically 8 a game, making 41.2% at shooting 8 threes a game. That's pretty
Right.
good. And then he went down to 6.3, shooting 38%. So he shot worse, took less, and then this year he took less but made more.
He's being more efficient.
Yeah, he's being more efficient. It's almost up there with his best season. Best season was 2017-2018 where he shot 42%, but he only took 3.5 threes a game. So,
Right.
but in the playoffs, he's if it loads here really quick. In the playoffs, I think he's doing pretty decent. Yeah, he's averaging he's making 52.6% of threes he's taking, and he's taking 4 a game. So that is a whole lot from last time he made the playoffs, which was 2017-2018. He was shooting 27% from 3, taking 2 a game. So he's honestly overall more efficient in the playoffs than he was the last time he made it. I know it wasn't really like a big sample size because he didn't go very far, but
Right.
But I mean, it's he's brightening. He's starting to get up there. So we'll talk about the games that are going on today. Bulls and the Bucks right now. It is a mollywop to say the least. 102 to 83 right now with 5 minutes to go, and the what I said was going to happen. Milwaukee's going to gentleman. No, I said regular sweep, didn't I? Did I say regular sweep or did I say gentleman sweep? I don't know.
Honestly, I can't remember.
Anyway, it's a sweep. Put it that way. Either way, you're getting swept or gentleman swept. One or the other. So it was a sweep. I think we both kind of had that. We both kind of thought that was going to happen.
Right.
Especially without Lonzo. Like,
yeah.
Without Lonzo, they might have got another game. Maybe.
And that's a maybe.
That's a big maybe. But I mean,
Chris Middleton hasn't even played. He's not. He didn't play tonight.
no,
He's not even playing.
He won't play for a while. I think he's out for a little bit with a. I don't know if this is a hamstring injury or no, it's a sprained MCL. So he's out indefinitely. You see where, speaking of injuries, do you see where Devin Booker might be coming back for Game 6? Could possibly return for Game 6?
I did see that.
I'm so excited, and they're gonna need him.
They are going to need him because I'm telling you, listen, the Pelicans, they got a little taste in their mouth, man. They want it.
Yep, they smell blood in the water, for sure. Once you got one leg down, you can slide on in. But the other game that's going on tonight is the Nuggets and the Warriors. You think Denver takes it, or do you think the Warriors gentlemen sweep?
I think it's going to be a gentleman's sweep, even though I hate that for Jokic because that's my boy. Big Jokic fan. I love the way he plays the game, how he facilitates from that center position. But he just don't. He needed Jamal Murray.
You can't keep up with that firepower that they have with Jordan Poole, Klay Thompson, and Curry.
He needed Jamal Murray. With Jamal Murray, maybe the series would have went different. But without Jamal, nah.
Jordan Poole has just blown away my expectations for anything he could have been. Like, he has set the bar so high for himself.
He has played extremely well.
And this is looking like a. Do you remember when the Warriors first got Curry? They had like Monte Ellis and all that.
I do remember.
So they had a choice to either trade Curry or trade Monte Ellis, and they decided to trade Monte Ellis and build it on Curry and Klay. This Jordan Poole situation looks like the second coming. It really does. I ain't saying he's gonna be Curry. I'm just saying it's starting out like that. It's starting to look like that. If they get an insane either off guard or like another big in this draft, I ain't saying it could be the second coming, but man, it's looking like it. It's really looking like it. We could have another Warriors run for like them making the playoffs for the next 6-7 years. That could be after Curry and them.
He's very talented, and you got to think James Wiseman can stay healthy,
Oh yeah, I
that
forgot
kid
about
has a
Wiseman.
lot of potential too.
I completely forgot about Wiseman. Yeah, he could. Rose is running.
Back to the Bucks. I just want to
Mhm.
point out that Giannis has 33 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists on 11 of 15 shooting.
It's insane. It is. Whoa. Where's Zach? Oh, Zach Levine's in. Oh, I forgot about that. Zach Levine's in health and safety protocol. He couldn't play.
Yeah, so it's a
I
wrap.
forgot about that.
It
Oh
was a wrap.
man.
Before the game started, it was a wrap. I
Yep.
seen that too.
I forgot about it though. It slipped my mind. Man, that
Man, poor
sucks.
poor DeMar, man. He's 5 for 10. He's only got 11 points.
I mean, he's the only one they have to guard.
I mean,
Literally.
Vucevic is playing decent. He's
Yeah.
got a double double. He's got 16, 15 boards. I mean,
Patrick Williams is doing good too. He has 20.
yeah,
8 for 12.
Kobe
4
Kobe
for 7
White's
for
doing
3.
it.
Seeing Patrick Williams, I never would have thought that man would have shot a 3 in his life. And he's very efficient. Like,
Gotta adapt.
like just the build he is, it just wouldn't strike me as 3-point shooter. I guess you could say that for like Marc Gasol and them too, but Al Gasol. I don't know.
They adapted.
It's kind of that build.
They adapted. He's doing the same thing.
Yeah. So with Middleton potentially being out indefinitely, how do you think
The
that?
other guys gotta step up. They have what they have the talent. They can step up and you know
Yeah,
fill fill the void of Chris Middleton until he comes back. 'Cause, I mean, if you look, uh, Grayson Allen has played pretty good in this game.
I can't stand.
They have Wesley Matthews, who's a veteran. He can knock down the shot.
Mm-hmm.
Brooke Lopez has been playing very efficient.
He really has coming after coming back. He has.
Bobby Portis is doing really good. He's cleaning the boards up. He's got 17 right now.
He does, don't he? Wow.
And then Drew Holiday's out there. He's not shooting great, but he's playing defense. That's what he's there for
And he's
anyway.
there to set up Giannis. He's got 9 assists also.
Right. And then you got Serge Ibaka, who hasn't even played that much. I mean, if they need
He's
a
also got 2 boards, so he's contributed.
you bring him in, man. That's a rim protector that can step out and knock down a three if you need him to. You
Mhm.
know, pretty versatile player and a veteran. So
You also got Giannis's brother Thomas. He's
yeah,
been
another
around. He
athletic
can
freak
yeah, come in, give you a bucket. I mean,
coming there and play some defense.
yeah, play some hard defense. Man's built like a football player.
Yeah,
He
he is.
he really is built like a football player. So tomorrow's games are Philadelphia going up against the Raptors, the Suns, Pelicans, and the Mavericks, Jazz. Does it surprise you that all these games are on Game 6?
Honestly, no. It's
Me
like we
neither.
talked about before. You just there's so much talent. The talent in the league right now is dispersed pretty evenly throughout the entire
That
league.
the numbers don't matter by the name.
Right.
That is very true. Like saying the Pelicans would have been the best matchup for the Suns was true. Is true. I mean, it still is. I stand by that. Like just seeing them go to Game 6, it just kind of worries me. It really worries me because I want to see the Suns make it. And if
If the Pelicans win the next game,
they
I
win,
think
they're
the
gonna win the
Pelicans.
series. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
think the Pelicans got it.
Yep.
So
If they win the next game tomorrow, then I think that New Orleans can take it. And the Mavericks and Jazz, since since Doncic came back, it's not really been too much of a concern, honestly. And it's a bigger concern for the Jazz than it is for Dallas, right?
yeah,
Dallas loses. Okay, they lose. They lose first round. It's not. I think Luca would grow off of a loss more than definitely more than Utah would because Utah they already don't like each other in that organization. They don't. Teammates don't like each other. Like I mean, you've seen it. Everyone's seen it. Like Donovan Mitchell's not a fan of them. Gobert and all of them. And like there's going to be a move made. I think so. I think it's either going to be Donovan Mitchell's going to be
100%.
gone or Gobert is going to be. And it's just all who do you want to build around? Really.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they both got out.
I mean, yeah. That would be that'd be true. Oh man, that'd be crazy to think about. That's crazy to think about.
Wherever Donovan Mitchell goes next, I feel like he'll be successful regardless of where he goes,
Yeah,
unless it's like to Houston or something, something like that.
I
But
mean, I think he would thrive in Houston too.
yeah, but I don't think they would be like it wouldn't lead to wins.
Oh no
You know
no
what I
no
mean,
no no no.
I
It'd be
I think
be a James Harden
wherever
situation.
right wherever he goes, as long as it's not Houston, I think they could win.
What
Like
about New York?
just yeah,
They were one of the New York execs was sitting courtside the Mavericks Utah game of the day. They were mad
I
about
mean
that.
Donovan Mitchell he's a very underrated player. He's
Mm-hmm.
very talented.
He kind of like Victor Oladipo in my eyes.
He is similar, like the way that they play on both sides of the
Yeah,
ball.
I meant like the situation, like how he's so like flew under the radar, basically. Like he's so good, but it was kind of be expected. You know?
He did have a terrible game though last game.
Yeah, he did.
He went 4 for 15, 0 for 7 from three. He only had 9 points in a playoff game.
He just don't want to be there, man. That's the simple fact is he just don't want to be there anymore.
My boy Rudy, on the other hand, had 17 and 11, and he missed one shot. He went 6 for 7.
I mean,
Efficiency,
it just shows who you want to build around.
the Stifle Tower.
Yep.
I love Rudy Gobert. He's an old school big man. He plays the game the way that I grew up watching big men play the game. I'm a fan of it. You know, he's
Uh-huh.
battling in the paint, protecting the rim, getting blocks, grabbing boards, cutting on the off the pick to the basket. I like that.
So does it surprise you that there has been no sweep in the West? Does that just show how stacked the West is, kind of in a way?
It does. It does show how stacked the West is.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about because I was sitting here looking through the games and I'm just like, man, it's just like Eastern Conference gets swept, a couple teams get swept first round, you know. It's the same stuff every year. It's like I want to see him put up a fight. like
Right.
I mean, even a Heat fan saying this. I mean, I still would love to see him put up a fight. I would love to see Trae Young put up a fight, better fight than what he did. I don't know.
You gotta adapt.
Yeah.
You have to be able to adapt to whatever the other team is throwing at you. It's just like Shaq and Charles Barkley on TNT, man. They were talking about it like when you're driving the bus, it's on you to make things happen.
Huh?
When you're the guy driving the bus, not the dude riding on the bus, the guy driving the bus, you got to make things happen. You have to adapt. You got to go out there and get a bucket when your team needs it. If they're playing you so good that you can't get a bucket, you got to find a way, or you got to get one of your teammates going. You
That
just
is
have to
very true.
adapt.
That's true. That's true. Speaking of like people adapting, how well do you think James Harden has adapted to the 76ers style of basketball?
Honestly, I think that he will fit in there well, regardless of how well they do in the next round, if him and Joel Embiid stay together, I think they can work because even though James Harden is known for being a shot taker and a shot maker,
Yeah,
like he can facilitate.
yeah,
He's a good passer.
yeah. That's
So
that's true. But that's what I'm saying. Like we've heard so much buzz around Embiid. Obviously the turnaround three and like all that stuff that happened, and it's just like no one said anything really about James Harden, and it's just weird. It's just weird to hear like playoff time, especially in the playoffs. Used to hearing,
people forget.
yeah,
They forget.
it's just very weird to me that that's been happening. I mean, I could go back to last game. I think it was Monday, wasn't it? Yeah, Monday. Monday, where the Sixers got absolutely mollywopped. Like James Harden had 15 and 7, and it was a quiet 15. Like nothing really explosive.
They both just needed to. Him and Joel both just needed to play a little bit better. Wait a second. What? Paul Millsap on the 76ers now? I thought he was still on Brooklyn.
I don't know.
He's showing on the roster for the 76ers.
Uh,
I could have swore.
oh yeah, he was. He was in that trade. Yeah,
So he was part of the
he was part of the
Ben Simmons
Ben
trade.
Simmons trade. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I forgot about that.
Well, they need to play him. Why is that? I don't understand. Paul Millsap is a good player. Play him. He played 0 minutes.
Just play him. I mean, yeah, I understand it. I mean, you could definitely put him in over someone like Paul Reed or like. I mean, heck, I'd give him George Niang's minutes. Like, I mean, yeah, George Niang's giving you like he. I mean,
He scored 3 points, man. Put Paul Millsap in the game, man. He can get a
like,
bucket and play defense.
oh man, I was laughing about that when you said it. I was just looking at his past games. I'm like, man, like, oh god, that's true. I don't know.
I
People's coaching now, it blows my mind. On a good note, Milwaukee did end up winning the series. They won by 16.
over.
Made it look a lot better. The Bulls made it look a lot better than what it could have been. Put it that way.
Right.
End of the day, DeMar DeRozan finished with 11 points. Vucevic had 19 and 16. Patrick Williams had 23. Kobe White off the bench, 17. Kobe White's another one's pretty good. Good player. I know my buddy Ratty will love hearing me say that because he's a very big North Carolina boy. Loves the North Carolina players. Kobe White did good. He gets his props. So
You think Chicago trades anybody next season?
no, I think they're running back with the same lineup, same
I think
ones.
so.
Yeah, I think they're running back. He made the sixth seed. I think you just hone in on the problems that you have, which is beating the top tier teams in the East. And you look back on the season and see, okay, we did this wrong, we did this. Maybe they might get a couple free agents, maybe, but like you look at like, okay, we did this wrong, we did this wrong, we did this wrong. Here's how we fix these problems, so we start beating the upper teams. I think that's really all they need to work on. They didn't. I mean, it's not like you did bad. Yeah, you got swept in the first round, but you got swept by Milwaukee. I mean, if you got swept by Atlanta, I would have been scared. I would have
Yeah,
said make a
somebody
move.
probably would have been somebody would have been getting traded if
Yeah,
that was the case.
I would have said, all right, boys, it's time for a move. You tried it one season. It's not gonna work. But you got swept by Milwaukee. There's nothing really. It's gonna take. I don't know what it's gonna take to beat Giannis. Giannis is on a warpath. He is on a warpath. So, I mean, realistically, I opened up FanDuel by accident. Whoopsie. There's not very many teams I could see in the East that could probably beat them, realistically. Sixers could beat them. I
And the
think
Heat
the Heat,
have it. They both. I mean, they both have the chance, but
yeah,
I don't think they
and the
will.
Celtics. Top four
Yeah,
teams are the only teams I see that could beat. They could beat the Bucks, and that's why they're up there. They know what
right.
they had to do. So that's the only ones I see giving. And even in the West, I don't see that many teams that could beat them. I really don't. Honestly, if they make it to the finals, I don't even think if Phoenix makes it there, even with Devin Booker, I don't think they could beat them. I really don't.
Yeah,
I think New Orleans would have to be a better matchup for them than the Phoenix would. Phoenix would score with them, but New Orleans would bully them. I don't think Phoenix has that bully. I think the way you can beat Giannis is bully ball. Is you rough him up. You got to get physical with him, and that's how Miami beat him a couple years ago. They got physical with him. They played him physical. And has he
yeah, but
adapted from then? Yes.
he's only gotten stronger.
That's what I'm
Like he's
saying.
going. I don't think that'll work again because he's gonna come at them even harder. Like he's gonna match the physicality, and
And
that it's like you
that's
shake up
when
a
other
hornet's
people.
nest.
But there's more than one Hornet that has to come out there and play.
Right.
So if he gets into that situation, his teammates better be ready to provide because it'll wear him down. You're human. It will wear you down in especially in a 7 game series. You're getting the crap beat out of you every night. It's gonna wear you down. So your teammates
And
are gonna have to be there to help.
the Pistons did the same thing to MJ.
Exactly.
Bad boys. They beat the hell out of him. But guess what? Next time they played, it didn't work.
Nope. He adapted to it.
Yep, you have to adapt.
He got
And
stronger.
I think,
That's what Giannis did.
yeah, yeah, I think that he had. Well, I don't think I know. He has that same mentality,
Mm-hmm.
like MJ, like Kobe,
Yeah.
the killer. Like
He,
I'm going to kill you. You
yeah.
cannot stop me.
Yeah.
Watch what I'm gonna do.
It's me or you, and it's gonna be me.
Yeah, I'm walking out of here on top.
Yeah.
Type of mentality.
That's the kind of that's the mentality you have to have if you want to be a winner. That's the bottom line. You want to be a winner,
Yeah.
you got to have that mentality. So,
Uh,
what else do you want to bring up?
about the Raptors, man.
Raptors? No Fred Van Fleet. It's basically since he's been hurt, it's kind of been well. I mean, tomorrow will be the first game we really see how they play without him being hurt, or with him being hurt. But they've impressed me. They've. I'll give it to them. They've impressed me a lot.
They got some young talent, man. Like they may not. They're probably done.
Yeah.
This season, next game.
Yeah.
But I mean, Spicy P is a beast. They
Mm-hmm.
got Precious Achua, who's a
Yep.
beast. They got Scotty Barnes, who's a future. He's gonna be a superstar,
Oh
man. I'm
yeah.
telling
OG Ananobi, Gary
you.
Trent.
Yeah, Ananobi, Gary.
Yeah.
They got a lot of talent.
Chris
Chris.
Boucher.
Yeah,
Yeah. Bashir, however you want to say it. Yeah.
I think it's pronounced Boucher. I think.
Boucher, is it? I don't know, man.
I think so.
People have so many names. You can say them 10 different ways, and never one of them be wrong.
It's true.
But the thing
But
is, like in the game that they blew them out, they played every one of their players besides Isaac Bonga. They played every one of their players at least a minute.
poor Isaac Bonga, he never gets to play anywhere he
Yeah,
goes.
yeah, I know. So bad for him. I mean, Philly shot like atrociously bad that game, but I I don't know what I really kind of don't. I don't remember the game too much, but I don't remember what they did to kind of slow them down. Whatever they did, they kind of gotta. I mean, they gotta recreate that because that game was without Fred Van Fleet. Fred Van Fleet did not play that game, and they blew him out by 16. Yeah, 16.
They played extremely good defense on Joel Embiid and James Harden.
And I think I think that Kim Birch guy. I mean, he's only 6'9", but he's still a hefty body, and he can stand. He can stand up to some of Joel Embiid's, kind of bully ball kind of. I mean, he's not a guy that's gonna go out there and give you like 20 something points. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not that. He's not that player. He's not that guy, pal. You know what I'm
You're
saying?
not that guy, bro.
Like you're not. So you're there basically to take take the front of their star player and let your teammates shine around you, which is what like Achua and them did. Like Precious and Pascal and Scotty. Scotty Barnes, I think Scotty Barnes will have an amazing game next game. I think he will.
You think so?
Oh yeah. I think he will shine next game.
You
So
know what guarantees victory for the 76ers?
what?
Playing Paul Millsap. No, play Paul Millsap, and it's in the bag, man. Let that man play, please.
Oh man. It's just
I
kind
mean,
of sad thinking about like how we used to watch those players. And now they're not even relevant anymore. It
but he
sucks.
should be.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not saying it shouldn't be. I'm just saying it's sad to see it.
It is sad because it's like people forget how good he was in Atlanta. Like he was he was kind of the man in Atlanta
How many of those
with that
Atlanta
team.
players from that team are still on an NBA roster? I know Jeff Teague's not. Uh, who's this?
Was Al Horford still there when Paul Millsap was on the Hawks?
I think it was them two in the paint.
Al Horford can still produce too, man.
Yeah.
Like for an older guy,
Oh yeah,
I like Al Horford.
he does what the Celtics need.
He can, bang inside or he can step out and he can knock down a three if he needs to. He's
Yep.
adapted a lot too.
Oh yeah, he's definitely adapted to the times.
Because when he come into the league, he was an old school big man, back to
Yep.
the basket.
Which is good to still have that bigs today, as you're versatile. People don't know how to guard
Right.
you.
Yeah, they don't. A lot of them don't know how to guard the old school big man. That's why Joel Embiid should stop shooting as many threes. I know he can hit them,
Yeah.
but like get in there. You're 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
Barbecue chicken.
So show some difference. Show some footwork.
Yeah, get in there and shake him up like the Dream used to.
Yep.
He's got quick feet, even though he's a big man.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, but we're gonna close out this episode of the podcast. Thank y'all for listening. And so far, my my predictions have been pretty right so far. I mean, I can't say the same for Dalton's, but I mean,
Listen, the Nets can they can just go. You know what? I'm not gonna say it, but you all know what I'm thinking,
they can just
especially
go
Kevin
trade their
Durant.
roster.
Yeah,
Just trade them all. Get them all out of there.
and the
They didn't like.
and the coach. Yeah, Steve Nash needs to go on somewhere. I love Steve Nash,
Uh,
but that's
okay,
pitiful, man.
before we end this, who would you see in his place? Who do you think would get? Don't say Mark Jackson's a good God, everyone has said Mark Jackson for Charlotte, and I think that is stupid. Mark Jackson does not work on any team he is on.
Well, what do you mean by that?
Like now, every time there's a free head coaching job comes up, everyone's like Mark Jackson, Mark Jackson, Mark Jackson. There's a reason he doesn't get the job. He's not what he used to be. Like,
Well, I
I'll
do
be
think
honest,
he's
he's
a
kind of like Phil
talented coach.
Jackson. He's kind of like Phil Jackson in a way.
He has to have the right kind of players underneath him to be successful.
Yeah, I don't think those are the
But
right kind of players.
I mean, without Mark Jackson, I don't think Golden State becomes what they became.
Oh no.
Even with the talent that they have as far as the roster, like Stephen
Yeah,
and Clay,
Steve Kerr
they
kind of took
and
those reins from Mark Jackson though.
yeah, he
Like
did.
he took the reins and ran
He
with them.
he took it and he kind of he changed the game a little bit,
Yeah,
the play style just a little bit, but it worked even better.
yeah. He
It
made
was
it
even
his
more
own.
successful.
Yeah.
Right. So who do I think should take Steve Nash's spot?
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know. I wouldn't want it.
I wouldn't
I
either.
wouldn't want to coach.
I
I
wouldn't
wouldn't want
not
to
that
coach.
spot no.
No, not them. Not at all.
All right. Anyway, guys, we might bring that up in the next episode. We might bring up the next potential head coaching candidate for Charlotte, which I have some inside information that says it could be a former college coach that left one of the most prestigious programs in NCAA basketball. Who knows? I mean, we'll talk about that on the next episode. We'll see you all in the next one. Peace.
Take care, everybody.